Hello there guys, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars gaming news video. Yesterday it was announced that Amy Hennig and her fairly new studio Skydance New Media are working on a brand new Star Wars action adventure game. Not much else was said about the game itself though. However, thanks to a report from DualShockers with a ton of information provided by AccountNGT, we now know quite a bit more about this game. So in today's video I'll be going over all of that for you guys, so be sure to stick around until the end and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with this game. Before diving into the details, many of you may not be too familiar with AccountNGT, whilst others may have heard me mention him quite a lot over the last few months, and that's because he leaked Star Wars Eclipse images a whole week before it was revealed, and it largely went unnoticed. His track record so far has been very good, and so he seems to be very highly trustworthy, but as always do take things with a grain of salt. In short, AccountNGT claims that this upcoming game is essentially a revival of Project Ragtag, which was the Star Wars game that Amy Hennig was previously working on with Visceral Games and EA, set during the Galactic Civil War, and more specifically post A New Hope and before Episode 5. So it wouldn't really surprise me in the slightest if they used a bunch of Ragtag stuff for this new game. As you may know, Ragtag was pretty far into development. We first saw footage from it back in 2016 during this EA Star Wars behind the scenes video, and it was later in 2017 when the game was unfortunately cancelled and Visceral Games was shut down. This means that development had been going on for a good year or two at this point, and one ex-developer on the project even said that they may well have shipped the game if they made it on the Unreal Engine as opposed to the Frostbite engine. Considering Project Ragtag was seemingly quite a way into development, and if this game from Skydance truly is a revival of it, then they won't exactly need to start from the very beginning, which means that there's always a chance that we could see this game release sooner than we might expect. There's obviously still a ton of work they'd have to do to get all of the assets up to scratch and whatnot, and perhaps they'll change quite a bit of the story, but there will no doubt be plenty of time and resources saved by reviving the project. As for when it could release, there is no indication at this moment in time, but hopefully we'll see it within the next 2 to 3 years. Now I think it's also worth noting that EA are not a part of this project whatsoever. It's simply a direct collaboration between Skydance New Media and Lucasfilm. Some of you may be thinking, well, if this is a revival of the cancelled EA game, why are EA not a part of it? Well, put simply, Project Ragtag was a Star Wars game, which means that everything to do with it is ultimately Lucasfilm property. So anyone essentially could have gone up to Lucasfilm and pitched the revival, though I suppose no one would have got it apart from Amy Hennig herself, since she was the creative director of Project Ragtag and now is of course once again. Amy is a distinguished figure within the gaming industry, being a writer for the first 3 Uncharted games and Jak and Daxter, so it's honestly really exciting to see that she gets to have a second chance with Star Wars without any of the fuss. The more I think about this being a revival for Ragtag, the more I get excited for this game, and I'll probably make a video on what exactly Project Ragtag was within the next couple of weeks, so be sure to stick around for that one. But that is it from me today guys. Be sure to let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Do you hope to see a Project Ragtag revival or not? Thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.